National Training Center, Carson, California is the setting for today's U-15-16 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship match between FC Dallas and Atlanta United. Mark Serber alongside Nick Webster, and Nick, couldn't ask for a better matchup than this. 1 versus 3, and I think that we can say with confidence these are the two best academies in the country.
No doubt about it, Mr. Serber. The soccer we saw on Friday in the semi-finals was of an exceptionally high standard. And I love the fact that we've got two very contrasting styles today. FC Dallas, very technical, like to move the ball around quickly, like to look for that big cross-field diagonal ball. On the other side of the coin, you've got Atlanta, very fast, very physical, super aggressive. I think this matchup is absolutely perfect for a game that's really going to showcase the best in U.S. soccer.
FC Dallas comes in off the back of a 3-0 semi-final victory over RSLAZ. Well, for Atlanta United, it was a 2-0 victory over the Vancouver Whitecaps. What were your impressions from those matches?
FC Dallas looked so comfortable on the ball against RSL. They really did what they wanted to do, and they really looked to attack the byline. And all 3 goals came from players really pushing forward through the center of the park, knocking it wide, and then a nice simple tap across for Mr. Ferreira, who had 2 goals. Obviously comes from great soccer stock, but the goals were very easy for FC Dallas. On the other side of the coin, Atlanta had to work a little bit harder, but their front two of Andrew Carlton and James Brighton, I mean, they are such a handful. They're so dynamic. They're so powerful. Speaking to both coaches earlier today, Tony Annan, he's got a lot, and they both got a lot of respect for each other, which is what I really like. Tony said to me that he thinks FC Dallas, excellent soccer team, really like to move the ball around. On the other side, Luchi Gonzalez, he wants to target the Atlanta wingbacks. Let's see if it comes out to play in the next 80 minutes.
We're all set for kickoff. It's Atlanta United who will get us underway, attacking to the left of whatever device you may be tuning in on. Thank you so much for joining us as we are getting set for the U-15-16 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Final. FC Dallas comes in on a 23-game unbeaten streak, haven't lost since October 15th of last year. So we are underway, 80 more minutes and possibly more to decide who is left standing of the 73 teams that started the Development Academy season 11 months ago. As FC Dallas clearing their lines looking for Jesus Ferreira. And joined the team for the quarterfinals. Has had 5 goals in his last 2 games, and he, along with Andrew Carlton, will be playing in the MLS homegrown game on August 1st.
Yeah, Andrew Carlton already being tabbed as a future professional by Tony Annan, so this is a coach with vast experience, knows exactly what he's talking about, and when you're saying as a 16-year-old you're already being tabbed as a pro, that must mean that you are a quality player.
This is Carlton looking to get on the ball, but Almaguer is there, and he'll get it back to Collodi, who was monumental in the win against Real Salt Lake, Arizona. If it wasn't for his 3 point-blank saves and a penalty save when the game was at 1-0, it would have been a very different dynamic to that match.
Yeah, Collodi really impressed me. I mean, his shot-stopping ability was second to none, and when you think about it, RSL created 4 chances, and Collodi was up to the task every single time. To be fair, Cy Brown in the Atlanta goal, he's not too shabby himself. I mean, we really are looking at some of the best 16-year-old and 15-year-old players in the country today.
One of them is the Eastern Conference Player of the Year, George Bello, on the ball. Gets it off to Carlton. Luchi Gonzalez had an interesting approach when I said, how do you stop Andrew Carlton, James Brighton, and Zion Jones? And he said, you make them defend.
Yep, that was the sentiment he gave to me. He wants to attack. He's going to use attacking as his form of defending.
Jesus Ferreira, second ever youngest goal scorer in MLS when he found the back of the net against Real Salt Lake in June. That coming in a 19-minute debut. He, along with Paxton Pomykal and Jesse Gonzalez, will feature in that MLS homegrown game for FC Dallas, as well as Carlton, who swings it over to his U-17 international teammate Zion Jones. Semi-final was the first game in the playoffs that Jones was held scoreless. He's looking to get on target here, but the shot is blocked by Toledo.
I mean, what a ball by Carlton, though. The vision to see his teammate wide open on that right-hand side, but the technical ability to hit it first time, 60 yards on a dime, just beautiful.
George Bello trying to slide it through. Was signed to an MLS contract last month by Atlanta United. Bello doing a good job to get back and push Roberts off the ball, but the referee, Nick Belser out of Michigan, says it's a foul.
Well, I want everyone to keep your eye on Roberts. Doesn't look like the most physically imposing player, but he's crafty, he's sneaky, he glides around the field. Got a tremendous engine on him and a really good eye for a pass. Watch him when he gets on the ball. Something's going to happen.
Toledo will take the free kick. This helped marshal a defense that was first in the Development Academy alongside Crew FC Wolves. Both teams giving up only 17 goals in the regular season. FC Dallas only giving up 3 goals in the playoffs, just 20 goals allowed in 30 games this season.
Well, I saw Luchi Gonzalez working his back four actually before the start of the game, and he's very keen on them being super disciplined, staying nice and compact, not getting too spread out.
This is Carlton. He's already made his debut for the first team. Looking to cut inside. Beautiful weighted ball, but is well defended. And then Gaither just unable to make proper contact.
Yeah, you're thinking to yourself right there as it drops, can you volley it? Can you find that top corner? Tough challenge there, though.
You wonder if it's not the 5th minute, is that a yellow card?
Well, I think the referee wants to let both teams play. We don't want an injury, though, in the opening stanza of the game. That's Zen Jones, who was very good in the semi-final. Slow to get up, but looks like doesn't need any help from the training staff, which is good to see. But here's the challenge right there, and it's just a little bit late, and studs were showing. I think our referee will be having a word and just keeping it at that. But you definitely want to keep a lid on things in the opening 10 minutes. Obviously, emotions are very high. Adrenaline is pumping. Wind not as howling as it was in the semi-finals, so these free kicks are going to be slightly different to how they were Friday night.
Good to see that Jones is okay. He's one of 4 Atlanta players stationed at the top of the box. As Colodi comes out and he'll claim.
Colodi, a very confident keeper. Love his distribution.
It's an FC Dallas side looking for their 3rd straight U.S. Soccer Development Academy championship at the U-15-16 level. It was unprecedented when they went back-to-back last year. Talking to one of the heads of the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, he said, you know, if they make this three-peat, we may never see that again. On the other side, Nick, you have an Atlanta United squad who is vying for the championship in their debut season.
Well, after talking to Luchi Gonzalez and Tony Annan, and Tony was very quick to point out that his club has only really been in formation since last August. Luchi Gonzalez said, this team's been together a lot longer than that.
Cleared away by Edwards. Roberts was able to poke it back. Arias gets it out wide for Reynolds. Reynolds works his way in, but shoots wide of the near post.
I think we're already seeing the fact that the wing-backs are being attacked for Atlanta United. But FC Dallas not afraid to spray that big right-to-left ball. They're not afraid to go long. So even though they're a very technical team and like to pass it around, they'll also hit the 60-yard ball if they think it's on.
Luchi Gonzalez said to me earlier this season, I hate when teams just try and possess the ball out of the back every single time. He said, if you're going to have a world-class number 9, he has to learn how to bring down and hold up a 70-year-old ball.
And look, there's a good example of that 70-yard ball, and Ferreira was on it and caused the mistake.
This is Padilla. It's back to Ferreira. He's looking for a 6th goal in 3 games. That's well defended and will roll out for a Dallas throw-in.
Well, you could see by the reaction of Ferreira, he really sees not for him just there, and I think he was just a little bit slow releasing that shot. Got to do it a little bit quicker at this high level. Everything needs to be quicker at this high level.
Carlton muscles his way through, but he runs out of real estate. It'll be another throw for Dallas. Reynolds, dispossessed by Carlton. One back by Roberts. They tried to smuggle it through for the run of Reynolds. Now it's Brighton. Finished the regular season 9th in the Development Academy in scoring and causing trouble for Colodi here. He just had to get it clear, but he gets the job done.
When we look at the other side, though, Will Crane right there. I mean, that was a vital foot he got in there. That ball from Roberts was on its way to Ferreira. And we're already seeing, Mark, end-to-end action. Both these teams have such a commitment and such a philosophy to attack.
This is Asensio. Remember, the U-17 national team pool also committed to Clemson. McDonald on the far side. Forward for Jones. Back to McDonald. A good job to check into that pocket of space from Castro. Carlton. Good one-touch passing from Atlanta United. And now Bello will look to attack from his outside back position. Gets inside of Reynolds. It wasn't a bad ball in between the center and outside back, just nobody making that run as Zion Jones was stationed very far out wide.
Well, we saw Bello, and that was a feature of his game on Friday. He'll pick up that ball on that left-hand side and just drive for the middle, use his pace, use his athletic ability to create opportunities for himself.
One back by Arias. That one a bit overcooked, and it allows Cy Brown to come off his line and take.
Bello really actually reminds me of a Gareth Bale type player, especially when Bale was in his teens as a left back at Southampton. Loved getting on the ball, so much confidence.
Carlton. Velasco not happy with that call, but it will be a free kick for Atlanta United. Both Carlton and Jones had 2 goals apiece for the US U-17s at the CONCACAF Championships in Panama. Both are expected to be on the roster for the World Cup in October in India. Carlton scoring in the final against Mexico. US losing that one on penalties.
When you take a look when Padilla and Bello get on the ball against each other, Padilla's going to try and stop Bello getting that inside run on him.
Castro. Rare miscue from Carlton, and FC Dallas overtakes. Still scoreless in the 11th minute. The long ball searching out Ferreira. Headed away by Crane. Almaguer. Good skill from him, and he wins the free kick. Gather the guilty party. So it'll be a free kick for Toledo. Another player named to the Central Conference Best 11. Roberts seizes the loose ball. Turns it inside. Padilla lays it off for Arias. He unloads. That's easy in the end for Cy Brown. He scampers across his line to make the save, but nice move from Roberts. Everybody expecting him to play that one touch outside. Instead turns inside, creates an opportunity for Arias.
Well, I think he was looking for Bautista to make that overlapping run for him. Bautista, though, decided to stay at home.
Carlton trying to touch it through for Brian. Ready. Neatly bought down by Crane. Castro. Nice turn by Castro to get out of the pressure. Oh, and Jones tried to let it run, but it was well read by Bautista. Bautista continues forward. It'll be a throw-in for Atlanta United.
Loving the pace of this game already. I know we're only 12 minutes in, but both teams already in 5th gear. Players really hustling, giving 100%.
got it back to his keeper. Coloddi's played every minute of these playoffs in goal for FC Dallas.
Well, he's very comfortable on the ball, which is what you'd love to see from a goalkeeper, especially in this FC Dallas team where they have such a philosophy of possession.
Jones. Padilla trying to win it back. Atlanta will have another throw in about 15 yards further forward. Fuentes wins the header. Finally settled in midfield. Asensio. Reynolds comes and takes it off of him. Edwards steps up and wins the free kick.
Yeah, it was a strong challenge. Both players fully committed. Edwards getting the worst of it.
Kendall Edwards did an excellent job on Friday of shutting down Vancouver's best threat, Jefferson Alade. And you see Reynolds stepping in just a split second late, but really the rock of their defense. Antonio Anand saving high praise for him, saying his focus, his attitude has really allowed us to be so solid in the back this whole season, and he's able to stick to the best player and keep them under wraps, and he certainly showed that against Vancouver.
Castro does so well, always making himself available. And that's one of Carlton's specialities, that first time big switch.
He started out in the middle, now you see him inside directing the play. And it wasn't a bad idea for Brighton, made that run perhaps a split second too late. Coloddi with the quick distribution. This is Almaguer. Crane gets there before Ferreira. Brighton battling with Toledo. Carlton arrives on the scene, skips by one. Toledo does want to recover. Carlton still has a step on him and wins the first corner kick of the game for Atlanta United.
Well, that's the first time I've seen Carlton and Brighton close to each other. You know, every time they connect, good things are going to happen. They can't get spread apart because then they can't help each other.
Carlton to take will be an in-swinger from the near side. There's two inside the six, a further three getting ready to crash. It's played toward that near post, still allowed to bounce. But there's just too many FC Dallas jerseys in the way. McDonald heads it further forward, and Castro gets it back to his safety valve inside Brown. Brown making his 23rd start of the season, lumps it forward. Velasco, Padilla, Arias. Reynolds. It's another player signed to a homegrown contract for FC Dallas. Number now up to 18.
Richard Gonzalez yelling out Toka Toki. He wants his team to touch the ball more, play quicker, more one touch.
Bello steps in. Castro does such a good job of keeping the ball. Gaither. This is Carlton. Wants to run it Almaguer. Good job by Padilla to come over and help on the double. Carlton still able to get the cross off, and it's blocked by Almaguer. Right back to Carlton. A textbook one-on-one defending by Almaguer. Now Ferreira tried to flick it on, but he had nobody behind him. We're into the 18th minute. 0-0 between FC Dallas and Atlanta United in the U-15-16 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship match. Nick Webster, do you see one of these teams having the upper hand at the moment?
No, it's really even Stevens right now. Both teams probing, looking for weaknesses. FC Dallas have had the You know, the one half chance really for Ferreira where it opened up for him for just a second, but Atlanta got the blocks on. But right now, I think it's a little bit of cut and thrust. Both teams showing a great deal of respect for each other, but still adhering to their principles.
Lovely skill, almost the finish to match.
Yeah, that's what you want to see from Ferreira. The way he manipulates the ball to create just that fraction of space. Just leaning back ever so slightly, which caused the ball to rise. But that's a warning sign for Atlanta. Do not give Ferreira any space whatsoever.
Luchi Gonzalez talking about what makes Jesus Ferreira such a special player, and he said, you know, it's his first touch and his deceptive movement as well as his killer instinct, but he said even though, you know, he's spending a lot of time with the first team, this is so important to him because he's 16-year-old. This is his age group, and these are some of his best friends that he's been playing with since the age of 10.
What is a comfort level being the best of your age group? And Ferreira, a very, very confident young man. But of course, playing with the big boys, I mean, that's eventually where he wants to end up on a permanent basis. I can see why FC Dallas and Gonzalez want him to appear in this forum.
He's a member of the team that lifted the trophy last season, Ferreira, and he's chasing down Will Crane. Crane's clearance, repelled by Arias, but only as far as Gaither. Little touch back from Castro. Out wide for McDonald, who's looking to get forward. And one thing FC Dallas does so well is picking when to high press and when to sit back in their shape. Now pressure, Nick, is actually directed from Oscar Pereira with the first team. He wants what he calls intermittent pressure. So you can't high press fully for 90 minutes in Major League Soccer, so you have to pick and choose the times to do that.
Well, it's all about recognition, and that's the hardest thing for players of this age. They don't have all the experience in the world.
On the other hand, it's so important for them to learn it at this age because, as Luchi Gonzalez said, if you play in a low block your whole life and all of a sudden you're thrust in the first team and you don't know the angles to take or kind of how to shift, then you're going to be in big trouble.
Well, this is where they can make mistakes. Once you get into that USL team in the first team, you make a mistake, you get fired. But at this level, you can sometimes get away with it. And Atlanta just got away with it right there. Cheap giveaway, and Dallas were onto it like a flash.
Reynolds intercepted, but then saw that Ferreira had made his run too soon. That's a lovely overlap. Something might be on here for Atlanta. Jones checks in, he just misses, and Padilla hooks it clear. Asensio. Tried to slide it through for the run of Bella.
Dallas were very organized right there. That back four always let it bounce.
Edwards missed it, and Ferreira may steal in here. Ferreira goes down, and nothing doing, says the referee.
Oh, anytime you let the ball bounce, it really is scary time. And Kendall Edwards didn't really read it on the wind. The bounce came, and here you go. Ferreira was onto it like a flash, and yeah, from our angle right here, that was a tough one to see, but Ferreira looked like he had the step. Kendall had to stretch. Ferreira's taken a nasty knock, though. He looks like he's in some pain.
You hope that Jesus Ferreira is okay. Son of former Major League Soccer MVP, David Ferreira.
I'd love to see that again from a slightly different angle.
looks to me like it was good refereeing from Nick Balser. I think that Edwards got a piece of that ball, and he had to.
Yeah, there wasn't a big shout from any of the players or the coaching staff, so that's always a good indicator to me that they didn't think it was a stonewall penalty. We certainly saw a couple of penalties on Friday night that you and I both didn't have any argument with, and that one would have been a tough one to give. But there's a lesson for anybody watching at home. If you're a centre-back, you just cannot let the ball bounce when a centre-forward is lurking. It's just going to cause you immense headaches. Anytime a ball's in the air, Mark, you've got to go and attack it. You've got to be positive. And you've got to put your head sometimes where it hurts. And it was a tricky one for Kendall. He was like, should I go, should I stay? And he kind of got a little bit caught in two minds. And as a centre-back, you cannot get caught in two minds. You have to be positive. You've got to go win it.
Ferreira walking off, but very gingerly. Doesn't seem to be too much concern, though, for FC Dallas. Nobody warming up.
Yeah, the trainer just gave a sly little thumbs up to Luigi Gonzalez. So I think Ferreira's going to be all right to continue.
For the moment, FC Dallas will be down 10 men. 25th minute, 40-minute halves with the U-15-16 level. FC Dallas looking for its third straight Development Academy Championship. Atlanta United looking to win it at their first go. Asensio comes deep to collect it and get it out wide for Edwards. Ferreira's back on, so we're back to 11v11. Velasco doing a good job not to allow Castro to turn.
Look at Castro, though. He's so hungry for the ball. Wants it, gives it, gets it, gives it, gets it. Just lovely to watch. He's got great technique with the outside of his foot to protect that ball as it comes in.
How about that for a ball from Almaguer? And that will be a free kick.
Almaguer, 60-yard ball, first time bouncing on the volley. That was just beautiful. And that's one of the features of FC Dallas's game. They're not afraid to go long, but they go long with a purpose.
It's going to be a yellow card for Kendall Edwards.
Well, Kendall Edwards was just involved in the challenge on Ferreira, and I think our referee, Nick Balser, had no choice really but to issue the yellow card. So that's going to make it very interesting, though. Kendall Edwards is going to be walking the yellow card tightrope for the next 65 minutes. 55 minutes, excuse me.
Kendall Edwards.
It's not easy when you have the likes of Reynolds, Ferreira, and Padilla running at you.
Well, this one's going to be, looks like an in-swinger from Ferreira. Test his ankle. Or will Roberts go with the outswinger?
I have to feel that it's Ferreira, it's on goal. If it's Roberts, it's into the mix. And it is into the mix. Just missing in the back post with Toledo. Crane with an important intervention, but it will be the first corner kick of the game for FC Dallas.
That was a great ball in by Roberts, and just for a second, looked like there was going to be a free header, but Atlanta have managed to smuggle it away. Atlanta have only sent one, though, so the two-man play is on.
Roberts teases it into the mix. Headed away by Edwards. Arias, top of the box. Reynolds tried to cut it back. Intercepted by Asensio. Reynolds gets on the loose ball. Excellent skill from Reynolds. It's a great cross, and Toledo stayed up from a center back position, just unable to direct his header.
Oh, Reynolds whipped that ball in with so much pace and power. And Toledo, I mean, he's the tallest player on the FC Dallas team, got free for just a second, but couldn't direct his header downwards. I think there was just too much pace on that ball from Pulido.
Finished the regular season second in scoring with 30 goals. Only RSL AZ's Sebastian Soto had more with 31. Did finish the season, though, first in goals per game. And was honored with the Central Conference Player of the Year award. Well, it's a good run from McDonald. Batista struggling a bit. McDonald back on the ball, but he runs out of room. And it will be a throw-in for FC Dallas.
Well, Dallas have done well over the last 10 minutes. They're really keeping Carlton and Brighton under wraps. We haven't really seen anything from them. When Edwards there, overcommitted. He's in trouble.
Reynolds trying to slip it in for Ferreira. And Will Crane with the interception.
On the Reynolds-Ferreira combinations beginning to work, and Atlanta getting a little bit stretched now, Mark. You know, we're 28 minutes in. It's a warm day. Certainly fatigue could come into play. I mean, both these teams played tough semi-finals just a day and a half ago.
Velasco. Toledo. Edwards gets it off to his center back partner. Crane looking for options. Scoops it forward for Jones. Jones has the beating of Almaguer. Toledo comes over and cover. And Jones wins the free kick.
Well, that was a soft one, to be honest with you, Mark. Toledo was applying pressure. I didn't think he was overtly applying unnecessary pressure. Let's take a look at this. I mean, it's a hand there, but there's a little tug. Not a lot in it, to be honest with you.
Still a great run, though, by Zion Jones.
Oh, Jones was pace, power personified. Now Carlton, what's he got?
Could he look to catch Collodi at his near post? The wall had firm foundations.
Well, Carlton was definitely looking to try and whip it around there. Tough to do off a three-step run-up, though.
On the half-hour mark in Carson, still looking for the game's first goal.
A little bit of movement here for Atlanta.
Asensio battling. Good hold-up play from Brighton. Bello. Asensio. Edwards sprays it out wide for McDonald. Looking to put in the early ball.
I'd like to have seen him take that ball on a little bit further. He's kind of got away with it as Dallas have knocked it out of bounds.
Asensio finds Edwards.
I want to see Bello get involved as well. I mean, every time he gets on the ball, exciting things happen for Atlanta. But you can see Padilla is always in and around and cutting off all those angles.
Jones looking to run again. Bello on the overlap. Crowded out by 3 FC Dallas defenders in the end. But Atlanta get the ball right back to Bello. Bello swings it in. And it was awkward for Collodi.
Yeah, for a second it did seem like Brighton was going to be interested in that. So was Carlton. There was just a little bit too much oomph on it from Bello. Saw it go beyond that far post area. But that was better from Atlanta. This has been their best spell in the last 10-15 minutes.
Inside the final 8 minutes of the first half. this U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship.
I mean, both teams are very spread out at the moment. 60, 70 yards between the Atlanta centre-back and Dallas's.
Castro comes inside. Still going Castro. Squeezed out at the top of the box. Reynolds looking to lead the break for FC Dallas. That's Ferreira running ahead of him. Roberts joins in. Padilla's on the far side. And Ferreira took a bit too much time. Good job by Reynolds to get back on it. And now the referee will pull it back for the free kick.
Yeah, Sensio did really well to delay and make Reynolds make a decision. But then Jones got involved as well. And Reynolds was clipped, and an opportunity for Dallas to build again.
Toledo gets it over to Fuentes. Out wide for Batista. Tennessee native trying to get past Carlton.
What a
Great solid
tackle.
tackle from Carlton.
Yeah.
And he's able to get the ball back and play it off for McDonald. Launches it forward for Brighton. Brighton in a battle with Fuentes. And Fuentes will be whistled for the foul.
Big switch is on if Carlton can see it. Carlton not happy that his attempt at a quick free kick was blocked by the Dallas players.
Space for Castro.
Right.
Swings it over for the near side for Bello. It took an awkward bounce.
That's one of those you've got to go to the ball.
So Reynolds has the throw in the 35th minute. Arias. Toledo looking for the runner Ferreira, but it's too deep and it's catching practice for Cy Brown.
Well, closed down there by Ferreira. That was excellent forward work.
Carlton wanted to push to the back, but he's not going to get it.
Well, Kendall Edwards was put under pressure, so his ball wasn't the best. And that made it more difficult for Carlton to control.
Reynolds fouled by Bella. It was a good first touch from Brian Reynolds. Another player who could very well be on the plane to India come October. Spent a lot of the season here in California in the residency program.
The technical ability of these players is quite staggering, really. You'd think that as they came out of the womb, there must have been a ball attached to their foot, because they're just all so comfortable, and that's the sign of a very good player, Mark. Are you comfortable on the ball?
Tony Anand looking on.
Well, the wind is picking up again, so I don't think Roberts is going to be on this one, because, oh no, perhaps with the left footer though, it's going to have a tendency to hang in the air. If Ferreira hits, it's going to be more of an outswinger, but he can hit it with more pace, but it does look like Roberts.
It is Roberts. Padilla headed away.
And it did hang.
It's a good header out by Toledo. One back by Brighton.
Yeah, Brighton used his physicality there.
Hint of offside perhaps as Carlton got to that ball.
Yeah, I thought he did come back from an offside position.
Near side Jones. He's looking to run at Toledo. And coming over to help is Almaguer, and it's off him for the second corner kick for Atlanta United.
Carlton will be across the take. No one's looking to go short, which is surprising because Dallas haven't sent anybody. Roberts should really tuck in a little bit. Here comes Castro.
Oh, cleared off the line by Reynolds. It had beaten Collodi. It was so close to an Olympico.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark. In 120 minutes of soccer, that's the first mistake Collodi's made. He came for it, got nowhere near it, and that was cleared off the line.
Carlton whips it to the back post, just beyond the head of Brighton.
And that was a great ball in by Carlton as well. One little touch from Brighton, and that was in the back of the net.
FC Dallas looking for a quick break, but Crane able to head it away.
Oh, that was great defending from Crane. He absolutely had to make that header, and he did. Good spell of pressure there from Atlanta, though. Two great balls whipped in.
That's a great job by Reynolds to save that one off the line. It's FC Dallas heading towards their 3.5 game without conceding a goal. Have to go back to June 24th, their 3-1 victory against NYCFC is the last time that they've conceded.
Well, with the likes of Collodi in the back and Toledo, I mean, such a powerful unit.
Luchi Gonzalez saying his goalkeeper Collodi, and then center backs Toledo and Fuentes, just so important to the team. Said that Fuentes and Toledo, they live for defending, but their vertical passing ability and their spatial awareness makes them very dangerous on the offensive end as well.
Yeah, Toledo just strikes a beautiful ball. I mean, zero back lift, and he can drive it 50, 60 yards and very accurate.
That's well stepped in from Fuentes.
Yeah, Brighton really should have done a little bit better with that. I know Tony Annan is really keen on his centre forward coming and showing for the ball, and anytime it's played in, you can't wait for it to come to your feet. Not at this level. These kids are so good, they're so quick.
Arias intercepts. Ferreira turns. Top of the box, Roberts. Padilla's asking for it. Roberts obliges. Oh, very intricate, but almost something there for FC Dallas. So we'll roll out for a goal kick.
It was a little bit too tight. As we said, Roberts is very sneaky, very crafty on the ball.
Excellent combination in tight spaces, though. Had that come off, would have been something very pretty. On the verge of halftime, just waiting to see how much stoppage time will be added by center referee Nick Balser. Fourth official Jose Lara getting set to put up the board. We're going to have 2 minutes of stoppage time.
The referee has added a minimum of 2 extra minutes. 2 minutes.
Batista. Collodi. Good decision from Collodi. Jorge Almaguer. Back for Toledo. Toledo, like so many of these FC Dallas players, has been in the national team camps. About half of these U16s have trained with the MLS side for FC Dallas. Every one of these U16s has trained with the U18s. It's an FC Dallas academy that has had over 30 players represent the US, Mexico, and Canada at various youth and senior levels.
No, we really are looking at the cream of the crop. Don't be surprised if you see these young players making names for themselves in MLS and for national teams in the next few years.
And on both sides, you already have players that are. The likes of Andrew Carlton, who's appeared for Atlanta's first team, and then Jesus Ferreira scored on his debut.
I think Tony Yannon wants Carlton picking up the ball there, though. Wants to see him further up the field.
Is there time for one last attack for Atlanta United? Good defending from Toledo.
Well, Toledo's so strong and powerful. Great matchup with Brighton.
40 minutes in the books. U-15-16 Development Academy Championship. 0-0 between FC Dallas and Atlanta United. Thoughts on the first half, Nick Webster?
I think it's been a really enjoyable
Halftime
40 minutes.
score.
I mean, both these teams
FC
have a great
Dallas
deal of
0.
respect for each other.
Atlanta United 0.
They're probing, looking for opportunities. But right now, there's nothing to pick between the two teams. I mean, they're almost cancelling each other out. But I think as the game progresses and fatigue takes its toll, more opportunities will present itself.
It's 40 minutes down, 40 minutes to go and extra time needed at halftime. It's FC Dallas 0, Atlanta United 0. We'll be back with you for the second half. 0-0 in the U-15-16 championship match. Nick, what do these teams got to do to find the opening goal?
Well, when you look at FC Dallas, I want to see a lot more combination play out of them, especially on the width. They're so clever, quick, that by using combinations they'll be able to break open this Atlanta backline. And for Atlanta, you want to see their star players get more involved. Bello on the left-hand side, and Brighton and Carlton up top.
Speaking of a star player to get involved, that one was cleared right to Jones, and he's running at the FC Dallas back line. Good overlap from Bello, and it's cleared out, but it was off of Bello last, and it'll be a goal kick for FC Dallas.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was some challenge by Reynolds. I mean, he was stretching. Bello was almost clean through, and already we're seeing Bello making that commitment to attack at every possible opportunity.
Lodi takes it short.
I mean, I don't think the long ball is serving FC Dallas that well, so I think they want to get away from that. And like I said, look for those quick combinations.
Reynolds picks it up on the far side.
Touch and go, touch and go.
Nice move to elude one. Trying to skip by Bello, able to get the cross in, headed away by Crane. Only as far as Almaguer. Out wide for Reynolds. Inside for Almaguer. Oh, good interplay between them. Reynolds able to get the cross off, too close to the keeper, but Crane will take it.
Already seen FC Dallas use those combinations out wide, and it's already paying off dividends.
It's a nice turn from Toledo to escape the pressure of Brighton. That ball flighted in to Brown. You're hearing a lot of noise coming from the StubHub Center. There are two Mexican friendlies today.
Take space. Release.
Batista. McDonald cuts it out. Carlton brings it down. A rare miscue from Carlton. Ferreira out to Reynolds. It's a 2-on-1 if they can hurry. Reynolds cuts it back, working on Edwards. Edwards able to poke it away from him.
Great challenge from Edwards, and he's on a yellow card, so he's got to be very careful. And that was, like you say, a very rare touch, very rare poor touch from Carlton. And this is a game sometimes of errors, Mark. Can you punish the errors, or can you find one moment of brilliance? That was an error that was very nearly punished.
I think Reynolds should have played it a little quicker.
He just miscontrolled it. I mean, it was basic miscontrol from a player that you really don't expect that from.
Roberts swings it in. Oh, getting his head to it was Reynolds. He'll track it down before it goes over the end line. Arias is coming in support. Now Reynolds loves taking players on.
I will give Carlton credit, though. After his mistake, he went herring back to try and make up for it. That's what you want to see. Don't get your head down. Mistakes are going to happen. It's how you react to it.
Carlton unable to turn Reynolds, but he will keep possession for Atlanta United via the throw-in. 45th minute in this championship match. The team still looking for the breakthrough. Jones turns on the Jets. That's a heavy touch, and he's unable to catch up to it.
Yeah, he's quick, but he's not that quick. But already we're seeing on this left-hand side, Atlanta with Jones and Bello, anytime they get the ball, their first thought is to turn on those Jets, to really accelerate, to really push the ball into space.
Toledo. Almaguer. Fuentes. Center back has 2 goals, both of them coming in the playoffs. Gaither. Good shielding by Arias. And a great ball as well. Ferreira strips it from Crane. Ferreira's in, has Padilla in the center. Ferreira! Third corner kick of the game for FC Dallas.
A game of errors, and Crane made a big one there, and Ferreira almost punished him for that. But a lightning counter-attack from Dallas. They won the ball in midfield and transferred it immediately up front.
It's excellent vision from Pablo Arias.
Yeah, Arias' first-time ball. Just a joy to see. And warning signs right now for Atlanta.
Well, it's a good ball in from Roberts. Padilla just missed it, and it falls right into the arms of a grateful Brown, looking to launch the counterattack right away. Brighton wins the header, but he's whistled for the foul on Arias.
Wide, here. Open up.
FC Dallas have started this half very well. Ball in the Atlanta, defending third. Here go the combinations again.
Padilla blocked by Asensio.
It's a great block.
Reynolds finds Velasco. He's been with the club since 2010. Batista. Bulldozing his way through Batista and cleared out by Edwards. Did well to come over and cover.
Yeah, Edwards taking no chances. If in doubt, whack it out, and he certainly did that. Gives his side time to get back and get organised. But here, those combinations again. Dallas really looking dangerous right now.
Jones gets there before Almaguer. Almost caught up to his own pass. That's blistering speed from Zion Jones. Could be as many as 3 Atlanta United players at the U-17 World Cup. Carlton Jones and Christopher Goslin. Atlanta United players already making their mark at the U-20 World Cup with Lagos Kunga.
Great pressure there from Roberts. Dallas really on the front foot.
Tony Anand said that he was most proud of his players from the Vancouver Whitecaps match was the way they handled the portion of the game where Vancouver was in control. So they remained focused on their collective goals, and they're going to have to do that again here, Nick.
Yeah, right now, Dallas in the ascendancy, certainly playing on the front foot and looking to impose their will, their style of play on the game.
Almaguer gets there before Jones.
Yeah, it was vital by Almaguer, actually. His foot was quite high. Jones had gone down to try and get the little flicked header past him. Fellow wants to see some movement now. Players checking towards him, checking away from him, creating that little bit of space.
Jones starting to get more involved. What else does he have to do to impose his will on this game?
He's got to get the ball more often, so Castro has got to go back to what he was doing in the first half and really being busy, looking to get, to receive, and then to play. Right now, the Atlanta midfield is getting bossed by Dallas. There's no time on the ball. And hence, with no time on the ball, they can't get it to the players that matter. They're just being out-hustled right now by Dallas, who are really supplying a lot of pressure in the midfield. And when they're getting the ball, driving forward at pace.
Dallas showing the fight of their head coach, Luchi Gonzalez. I asked him, what are you going to tell your players before this game? He said, I'll tell them that the reality is in 10 years, nobody's going to know who finished in second. So this is your moment to make history. Go ahead and take it. Don't wait for it.
Well, he's right about that.
Talk about the psychology of being a coach and not only have to be a great tactician, but a motivator as well.
Well, from
certainly all of those things.
Yeah, from the mental standpoint, I mean, Dallas has been here before. They're defending back-to-back champions. There's players on this team that have won this. They know what it takes to win it. For Atlanta, this is something completely new. Very different. You can see Dallas, though, they're trying to play these little triangles, little through balls. A little bit of a dive right there from Padilla.
Carlton wanted it, but instead McDonald gets it back to Edwards.
Well, Carlton's really been a non-factor in this opening 10-11 minutes.
Well, this is where Jones is dangerous. Turning and running. Pushes it forward for Bello on the overlap.
Now if Bello can find Carlton right now, he's found a good position at the top of the box.
Jones drives to the byline, tries to pull it back, and hooked away by Pablo Arias before Andrew Carlton could get on the end of it.
Help! Help!
Atlanta certainly look more dangerous when they get down that left-hand side and Jones and Bello get involved. Lack of movement though on the throw-ins makes it very difficult for Bello to find anybody and get good possession.
Velasco clears. Edwards. McDonald. Sensio. Bellows forward again. He's looking to run at Reynolds.
Yeah, it should be one because Galaxy have their own locker room.
Jones is all alone on that far side. It wasn't a bad cross.
Now it needed a bit more pace, a little bit more direction. But Dallas need to be aware that Atlanta are really favouring this left-hand side. Overloading, getting that 2-on-1 with Jones and Bello. Jones looks a little tired right now. Really taking his time to get back on side.
McDonald's made a good run here, but Fuentes is there to shut the door.
That's great defending from Toledo. So powerful, so strong.
Roberts into the path of Padilla. Perfectly weighted ball for Padilla. Has a step on Edwards, plays it into the danger area. But Ferreira was late in arriving.
This looks bad though. Edwards is down, holding the back of his knee. Now,
Challenge from Batista, but
I'm not sure if this is cramp or... Yep, cramp. And that's what's happening, Mark. I suspected that as we get further and further into this game, 2 games in 2 days, it's going to take its toll. And Edwards has been very strong, very powerful back there. Certainly not what Tony Annan wants to see, his big centre back. Really struggling right now.
this is a warm day in Carson. 81 degrees, some humidity in the air. 55% humidity to be exact.
According to your iPhone.
What did we ever do before these things?
I have no idea.
0-0 between the first-seeded FC Dallas and the number 3-seeded Atlanta United in the 2016 2017 U.S. Soccer Development Academy Championship match. Two teams committed to playing the game in a very aesthetically pleasing style.
Yes, they certainly play it in the right way. All the players right now are taking on fluids. As you mentioned, it is warm. I'm looking at Edwards right now, though. And if I'm Tony Annan, I'm pretty worried because it doesn't look like he's moving that well. And Atlanta may be forced into making a change, and it might not be the change that Tony Annan wanted to make.
There is a player in between the benches getting ready to come on for Atlanta United in case Edwards can't go.
Negative pressure! Negative pressure!
Could be Thomas Tony. Can't see the number though. Nevertheless, played back underway in the 57th minute.
Yeah, well,
Edwards back on the field.
back on the field, yeah.
Good sign for Atlanta United as the offside flag goes up.
Not moving really smoothly, though, and if I was Dallas, I would go straight at him.
Now Atlanta United will make a sub.
Oh, and Edwards is down again.
And saying, hold on, not yet. Edwards has gone back down. Like
Yeah.
you said.
There's a bit of confusion right now with Atlanta. They're not quite sure who they're going to bring on and bring off, and looks like Tony Annan is definitely going to his bench and bringing on a replacement centre-back.
Well, at the moment, now that I can see the number, it's Jackson Conway who's up. And so he would most likely be a straight swap with James Brighton at center forward. So Conway came in the last game against the Vancouver Whitecaps and iced the game just 7 minutes after making his...
Well, Thomas Tony has come on for Kendall Edwards.
So Tony is on first.
Yeah.
And Conway will have to wait. And now they're asking where's the other sub.
A little bit of confusion. James Brighton coming off right now, and it's been a tough afternoon for James Brighton, going up against Toledo, who's not given him a sniff all game long.
I think Velasco's, that number 6, did a good job of starving him of service as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of times Velasco was helping his center backs by front and backing James Brighton. But Conway, as we said, scored just 7 minutes after coming off the bench against Vancouver. A great replacement for Brighton. So a double
Substitutions
substitution
in the 58th
made by
minute for Atlanta United.
in the 58th minute.
Entering the match, number 5, Thomas
Tony,
Tony.
sub against Vancouver, makes his first
Replacing number
appearance in the
4,
championships.
Kendall Edwards.
Replaces Kendall Edwards.
Also entering the match, number 8,
His day is
Jackson
done.
Conway.
Jackson Conway replaces him.
Replacing number 32, James Brighton.
So that was an acrobatic clearance from George Bello.
Well, you've got some fresh legs up front now for Atlanta, but I'm always concerned when your centre-back comes out, because that centre-back pairing is so vital. The communication, just knowing what each other's going to do. And now Crane.
Conway's first involvement, he's able to stay on his feet and win the ball for Carlton. Now it's Carlton running at the back line. Still going Carlton. He goes down, referee not impressed. And it's FC Dallas to go the other way.
Well, and look how quickly Dallas were to double, triple team Carlton. They know that he's a danger, and all those players stepped across and made it impossible for Carlton to get anything going. Bello pushing forward, though, and a free kick opportunity for Atlanta, and they need this right now because 20 minutes into this second period and it's been all Dallas. We're still really waiting for that first clear-cut opportunity, though. So Atlanta will be happy about that. And they've got to make the most of these set pieces, but they're not really throwing players forward. We've seen Dallas They're very organized, very good at defending these kind of set pieces.
4 at the top of the box. Cleared away by Toledo. Asensio pushes it out wide for Carlton. Looking for the early cross, didn't catch it right. An early ball looking to release Padilla, but Tony's there. Castro. Gaither. Bello. Bello looking to work his way into the box. Bello puts it across, and it's intercepted by Toledo.
Bello's so dangerous, but Toledo just a rock back there. An absolute monster. So good, so strong, reads the game well.
Now Luchi Gonzalez will flick the switch on his first substitution of the afternoon.
It's Roberts coming out.
He's going to be replaced by Adrian Munoz. The 16-year-old's been a part of the academy since 2015 and a member of the U.S. national team pool. And he replaces Roberts just past the hour mark. Still looking for the first goal of the
Substitution in the
championship.
61st minute for FC Dallas.
Two teams capable of
Entering the
scoring a
match,
lot of
number
goals,
32,
but
Adrian
two
Munoz.
teams that don't allow a lot of goals either.
Replacing number 39, Thomas Roberts.
Jones has switched over to the near side. And for Conway, he's blocked down right at the top of the box, and a free kick in a very dangerous position for
Wow.
Atlanta United.
That was really close. It couldn't be more than a couple of feet as he stepped into the box, and definitely a foul. Those fresh legs making that slight bit of difference. There's the run. He's taken down.
Fuentes did catch him
Yeah.
right at the top of the box, and Andrew Carlton can hit these from here.
Reynolds! 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 This side!
Well, in games of this magnitude with teams of these qualities, these kind of opportunities don't come along that often, and they must be capitalized on.
Nathan on the outside! Jesus!
Big six-man wall for Dallas, though. It's going to be very hard for Carlton. It's very hard to get it up and down. It'd like another 10 yards, I think.
It is Carlton.
Oh, and he's found it.
Class. Atlanta United.
Goal
And
for
the first
Atlanta
goal in
United
the
in the
63rd minute.
63rd minute. Scored by number 10, Andrew Carlton.
Well, big games, big players. And Andrew Carlton, he had a look at that wall. And if we're going to be hypercritical, the shortest player on the Dallas team was at the end of that wall. Ferreira was on that left-hand side, not the biggest of players, and Carlton saw that,
That's a garbage call! He just cleared the ball!
and he's found the corner. Just absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. And we spoke about the importance of taking these opportunities, and up steps Carlton, and now the defending champions. They've got 17 minutes to defend their crown. This is a position they haven't found themselves in very often, trailing.
Have not lost since October 15th of 2016 FC Dallas. But they're on the ropes here against an Atlanta United side looking to win the title in its first year in existence.
That's an incredible record. October, the last time they lost. Well, this will be a real test of their mentality, of their character, of their personality. Can they find that little X factor in the next 15 minutes?
It's Carlton again. U-17 international drive and cleared away. Castro. Gaither. Carlton almost slipped him through. Cleared right to Jones.
Marking, Nathan. Stand him up.
Jones looking to get to the end line. He's well defended.
Well, Carlton right now, absolutely buzzing. Superb strike, worthy of winning any game. Great celebrations from Atlanta. And this really would be a story, Mark. First year in existence. 45,000 regularly show out for Atlanta in the MLS, and you know, these players, they would love to taste that on a regular basis. So now it's about managing the game.
Carlton was Atlanta's first ever homegrown signing. Went on loan last year to the Charleston Battery in the USL. Made his MLS debut this season.
It's about doing the right thing right now, Mark. Remembering all your training. Don't risk anything.
Well, this is an FC Dallas side that doesn't easily get perturbed. Handball on Jesus Ferreira. FC Dallas getting ready to make a double change. Edward Cerrillo and Jalen James getting set to check in. Two players that usually play across the top three. As Conway is really making his presence felt. Oh, what a strike! It's Andrew Carlton again.
What a goal. Pick that out of the net. That was stunning.
Goal in the
Remember this
67th
boy's
minute,
name,
Atlanta United,
Carlton,
second of the match,
because
number 10,
he
Andrew
is going to be a
Carlton.
superstar. That was just brilliant. Picked it out of the air on the volley and just smashed it into the top corner. Collodi had no chance, and he's been the goalkeeper of the tournament. That was brilliant. Oh, the technique. Everything about it just screamed world class. And Atlanta have turned this game completely on its head. And they look like they've got a hand on the trophy, Mark.
Still 13 minutes and change. But it is Atlanta in the driver's seat through a double from Andrew Carlton.
Substitutions for FC Dallas in the 68th minute. Entering the match, number 66, Edwin Cerrillo.
Well, you
He
asked
replaces
about
number 11, Brian Reynolds.
what does Atlanta have to do when we
Also
started this
entering the
second
match, number
half.
79, Jalen James.
My advice was very simple.
He replaces
Get it to
number
Andrew
72,
Carlton.
Pablo Arias.
Get it to Bello. They've done that, and they've been rewarded. But having a player of that quality, two remarkable finishes.
Well, Carlton's been everywhere, hasn't he? Now he's defending on the far side. Carlton going down. Hope that he's all right.
Well, I think he needs a rest after his heroics. 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes. And 2 goals that I'll remember for a very long time. Fantastic free kick. And then just a worldie on the volley. Oh, I love that one where it sits up for you. 9 times out of 10, Mark, you and I would smash it over the bar.
For me, it'd be 10 times out of 10.
But Carlton, a player of great confidence and belief in himself. And as Alan Shearer used to say, if you don't buy a ticket, you can't win the raffle. Carlton bought the ticket and he won the raffle.
It takes such technique to hit that as well. It's not an easy shot, even when it sits up for you perfectly, and that's why it's going to be very exciting to see Andrew Carlton at the MLS homegrown game against the Chivas U-20s come August 1st in Chicago. Good news is that he looks to be all right. Another player who's changed complexion of the game, though, is Jackson Conway up front. Won that free kick that led to the opening goal, and has done a very good job as that target forward.
Well, you've got to think that Conway He didn't play 80 minutes on Friday night, so he's got that little bit of freshness, that little extra step. And it's shown. Yeah, this is a game sometimes of inches.
Inside the final 10 minutes of the U-15-16 Development Academy Championship match. Atlanta United are looking to dethrone the back-to-back champions, FC Dallas. They have a 2-0 lead, courtesy of 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes by Andrew Carlton. Can FC Dallas find a lifeline and set up a nervy finale? Right now, it's Atlanta United full of confidence. This is Reynolds. Cerrillo. Ferreira. Just a bit too much for Munoz to bring under control. Lucha Gonzalez leading with his players to get forward.
Well, Dallas still have to be careful, though. They can't just pile everybody, because Atlanta have shown that they've got great speed up top. But they can't afford to be playing with the ball either. They've got to be driving forward, looking for that combination. Ooh, that was so close.
Well read by Will Crane to shut the door. Castro dispossessed. Cerrillo. And looking for Ferreira.
Castro can't be losing the ball in that area of the field, though. Tony Annan wasn't impressed.
Fuentes steps in.
Big time challenge.
Almaguer. Munoz. James. And all avenues turning into cul-de-sacs at the moment for FC Dallas. Able to win it back, though. And Fuentes somehow manufactures a corner kick.
Well, Jones should have banged that one away first time. And now he's given up the corner. And this is an opportunity for Dallas to really get a lot of bodies in the box. But Atlanta are a very physical team.
Final 8 minutes. That corner bypassing everyone. And Velasco unable to save it from going out, but it took a touch off an Atlanta player on the way. It'll be take 2 from the other side. 5th corner of the game for FC Dallas.
Ferreira going all the way across to take it. Eating up precious seconds.
It's not a bad ball. Toledo got his head on it. Still popping around. Another corner kick.
Yeah, Atlanta can't clear their lines. Pressure is building.
Will it be 3rd time's the charm for FC Dallas? They have all 10 outfielders in and around the box. And this one came out before it went back in.
Oh. Such a buzzkill for Ferreira. You know, these opportunities from set pieces, so important, as we saw from the way Carlton just bent his free kick in.
At the beginning of the weekend, we asked Tony Annan what's allowed his Atlanta United side to be successful. He said, we haven't been successful yet. If his team can hold on for 6+ more minutes, he might be able to change that answer. For the moment, FC Dallas throwing everything they have at them, but Anand's defense is holding firm.
Yeah, a lot of pressure right now.
Atlanta United trying to get a sub in. They're livid with the 4th official. Reynolds.
Great skill from Reynolds.
Oh, he's looking for somebody to play it off to. Still he has to go on. Now he finds Munoz. Goes behind Almaguer. Ferreira. Reynolds, oh, that's a beautiful ball, slid through. Cerrillo can't catch up to it. Goal kick for Atlanta United, and now they'll be able to get their sub in.
We saw Dallas against RSL, and that ball was coming off all game long. That little slide ball, the ball down to the wide. allowing them to pull it back and Ferreira to get his 2 easy tap-ins, and just hasn't quite happened today against a very good, very powerful Atlanta United. Castro, who's had he's put in a shift, Mark. Let's be honest, a real shift.
He'll be replaced by Blake White, making his 19th appearance of the season. White coming in to add a little bit of bite to midfield, try and close out these final 5 minutes. Atlanta United's grasp getting tighter and tighter on the trophy. It's all due to that man at the moment, Andrew Carlton. Reynolds. Batista heads it towards Jones. And back by White.
Substitution for Atlanta United in the 75th minute. Entering the match, number 35, Blake White. Replacing number 37, Alessandro Castro.
Reminder that we have another final coming up after this. So we'll turn our attention to the 17-18s. And it's the LA Galaxy facing off against Texans SC Houston. Both teams needing extra time to book their place in the final. That one coming up at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific. U.S. Soccer Development Academy website, YouTube as well. That's USSoccerDA.com. Munoz got there and it was off the defender last.
Okay, they've really got to push now, Dallas. There's no time to be pretty. They've got to be very direct and hope for a mistake from Atlanta.
Carlton throws it forward for Jones. He's out of bounds for a Dallas throw.
If Carlton had pulled that ball off, I would have gone down and signed it myself. Well, this does look like Dallas are going to suffer their first loss in almost 9 months. And it's 2 moments of brilliance from Andrew Carlton, who, according to Tony Annan, is a nailed-on pro.
Reynolds wins the free kick. Jones the guilty party.
Playing it quickly.
Batista.
Oh, it was just a bit too much on it.
Just
good
idea.
idea.
One of those days where it's just not coming off for FC Dallas.
Yeah.
All of these passes were spot on against Real Salt Lake, Arizona.
Well, a little bit of fatigue setting in. And when you're 2 goals down and you can see the grasp of your title just ebbing away.
We're less than 2 minutes away, plus stoppage time, from the Development Academy having a new champion for the first time in 3 seasons. Jones looking to ice it for Atlanta United. It's Jones! It's saved on the line by Almaguer.
Jones must be exhausted after that lung-busting run. I mean, he really did put everything on the line. It really has been an excellent game of soccer, Mark. You know, Dallas may not have hit the heights that they did in the semi-final, but they've still been a credit to themselves. And in a game of very few chances, I mean, let's be honest, have you seen either keeper make a save?
No, and at the same time, you look at those 2 goals, both of them, as you said, world class. Nothing you could do about those, and sometimes it just takes special moments from a special player, and Andrew Carlton certainly provided that today. Some more substitutions made. Johan Gomez checking in for FC Dallas for his 24th appearance of the season. Member of the U.S. national futsal team. And Julian Hinojosa coming in as well. Normally a left back, but he's going to be playing along the forward line for these final minutes.
Oh, Dallas are going to go to a 2-2-6 I mean, they're just going to throw everybody forward.
We've reached full time in Carson. Atlanta United making a substitution as Jones's day is done. He's replaced by George Campbell. Into stoppage time. Waiting for the board to come up. See Dallas looking for a goal to try and haul themselves back in this. There will be 5 minutes of stoppage time.
The referee has added a minimum of 5 additional minutes. 5 minutes.
Free kick in a very dangerous position for FC Dallas.
Well, we saw what the Atlanta superstar could do with this one, and he found the back of the net. What does Dallas have from their superstar? Jesus Ferreira.
9 players are in the scrum. Moving around, trying to lose their marks. The referee's not happy with the extracurriculars. It's Ferreira to tease it into the mix. They pulled one back. It's Edwin Surreal.
Fantastic ball in by Ferreira, and Surreal with a little flick.
Dallas in the 80th minute.
And wow.
Number 66, Edwin Surreal.
Well. Dallas with the heart of a champion. They're just refusing to let go of their crown.
Edward Surreal has given FC Dallas hope. Is there time to find an equalizer? When the keeper's off his line, I'll tell you that wasn't a bad idea.
Yeah. Well, I think Tony Annan would have preferred possession, though. They are. Yeah, he's screaming at his back line to get higher and higher, but they're getting deeper and deeper. And it's just giving Dallas an opportunity. And there's space.
Almaguer. It's the goal scorer, Surreal. What can Edward Surreal do here? He needs support. He doesn't have it. Everybody instead is waiting in the box. And it'll be a throw-in for Atlanta United.
Oh, I thought Surreal could have maybe pulled that back out.
Substitutions for FC Dallas in the 79th minute.
Maintain possession.
Enter the match number 9, Johan Gomez.
And Atlanta are just going to try and find
Replacing
any
number
way
41,
to burn
Batista.
seconds.
Also entering the
Because
match number
right
38,
now,
Julian Hinojosa.
Dallas are just pouring everybody forward. Tony Annan wants his team to get further up the field, and I don't blame him.
And they're looking to find Gaither. Gaither in a foot race.
Well, the smart thing to do now is take it to the corner, and that's exactly what he's doing.
Angling it toward the corner. Hinojosa pushes him off the ball, and it would be a throw-in.
Substitution for Atlanta United in the 80th minute. Entering the match number 17, George Campbell.
I mean, as much as we want
Replacing number
these kids to
44,
play the right
Simon
way,
Jones.
at the same time, this is a huge trophy for this club to win, and you can hardly blame Atlanta for wanting to get the ball in the corner and to keep it there.
Well, we've heard so many coaches say, at the 15-16 level, this is where the competitiveness and the mentality has to come in. And it's a corner kick for Atlanta United as more time will tick off this clock.
Well, this is game management right now. Atlanta will be very disappointed to have conceded from a set piece. But now it's up to them to just burn seconds, kill the game off, be smart.
Look at the 3 players coming in, trying to win that ball for FC Dallas. That's another corner. Atlanta United holding firm.
The time must be almost up right now.
Conway almost made his way through.
Right, and here we go. This is the last chance.
Munoz and Carlton intercepts. Gomez wins the header. James is chasing. McDonald clears. Hinojosa. Colodi well off his line to smack it back in. And pushed down.
Wow. This will be the last kick of the game, Mark. This will be the last action of the game. And Dallas with the chance.
And it falls to Jesus Ferreira. Not the best angle to go for goal, but he has pretty much the entire FC Dallas team in the box to aim for.
Well, it's only a two-man wall from Atlanta. Let's see where the keeper sets up.
Collodi is up too.
Oh, he's showing a lot of it right there. Same ball in.
Flips it in. It's cleared to Velasco.
Oh.
What a save from Brown.
Oh, unbelievable save. That was fantastic, and that was dipping in. And this surely will be the last kick of the game right now. Ferreira comes across. His last corner kick drifted out before he could get there.
Collodi misses it. Just wide. Can James keep it in? Oh, it hit a hand. And the ref's going to say goal kick. This has to be it.
Oh, excitement, drama to the very last. And that certainly looked like a handball, didn't it?
Well, you have to feel that when Brown kicks this one, referee Nick Belser is going to blow his whistle for full time.
Yeah.
In their debut season, Atlanta United are the U-15-16 U.S. Soccer Development Academy champions.
Final score from today's match.
Two brilliant
FC
goals
Dallas 1,
from Andrew
Atlanta
Carlton,
United
the
2.
difference as the two-time defending champions
This
are
concludes
dethroned.
today's U-15-16
Final thoughts, Nick
championship
Webster.
game.
What a game
Congratulations to
of
Atlanta
soccer.
United FC.
That was tremendous. The first half was real nip and tuck. It was so tight. Second half began. Dallas were definitely in the ascendancy, playing combinations, couldn't really create a golden opportunity, and then Andrew Carlton took the game by the scruff of the neck, scoring two world-class goals. But let's give Dallas all the credit in the world. They kept on pushing. They kept on going for it. They score a dramatic goal late in injury time, and it's just an amazing save by Brown. It's given the trophy to Atlanta United.
6 o'clock p.m. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at US__ACAD.
Here at the
As
National
well as
Trade Center in Carson,
Facebook.com/Development Academy for exclusive
Atlanta
academy
United have
content.
dethroned FC Dallas. Goals by Carlton in the 63rd and 67th minute. The first, a curling free kick over the wall. The second, a blistering volley. And even though FC Dallas scored through Edward Cerrillo in stoppage time, the clock ran out on them. A great match played by both teams. Let's take a look here at that free kick, opening the scoring from Andrew Carlton. He would hit one more, and Atlanta United are your 2016-2017 U.S. Soccer Development Academy champions. For Nick Webster, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Carson. Remember, coming up next, it's the U17-18 final between the Texans SC Houston and LA Galaxy. But so long for now.
Final score from today's match. FC Dallas 1, Atlanta United 2. This concludes today's U-15-16 championship game. Congratulations to Atlanta United FC, your 2016-17 U.S. Soccer Development Academy champions.
Congratulations to FC Dallas for an incredible season as well. Fans, please stick around for the U-15-16 Development Academy Championship Awards ceremony, which will take place at midfield. Immediately following the awards ceremony, the U-17-18 championship game between Texans SC Houston and LA Galaxy will kick off at 6 o'clock p.m. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at USSoccer_ACAD, as well as Facebook.com/Development Academy for exclusive Academy content.
The result didn't go the way today for the players and the staff. We'd like to commend you on a tremendous effort over the course, not only this season, but the past few seasons for FC Dallas. Could the captain please step forward and the rest of the players follow to receive their awards from Academy Director Alois Vinker, Youth Technical Director Tab Ramos, Technical Advisor Dave Vandenberg. Thank you. And now to culminate the 2016-17 Development Academy season, a club that has been formed over the years that takes on a new path with the creation of Atlanta United and their step into MLS, a club that's made a significant impact in the first year. We congratulate the players and the staff on an incredible season and a championship for 2016-17. Could the captain please come forward to receive the medals, followed by the remainder of the players and staff.
Maybe just get right on the trophy.
For Atlanta United to receive the trophy, please stay put. The trophy will be presented by Academy Director Alois Venker and Technical Advisor for the Southeast, Marcelo Nevelef.
You're on.
Congratulations, Atlanta United.